It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Oh, let's review.
We'll analyze the scene.
Sounds holly and jolly to me.
Before it's over, let's begin.
Bum.
Bum.
Yes! Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. My voice is not actually that bad, but I still think I sound like a teenager going through puberty. Season's greetings. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And since the Christmas season is upon us, we thought the way to celebrate would be with some holiday reviews.
12 to be exact. Decorously divided into 4 categories for your Yuletide pleasure.
So, without further ado, silver up those bells like the multicolored lights, and go on and build a snowman to join us as we get into some seasonal shenanigans. Yeah, take a sip.
In tonight's category, we're tackling holiday classics. And what's tonight's holiday classic, Iki?
Our holiday classic is, Dude, I'm sorry, what year was this released?
I want to say 2003.
Wow. Good start. 2003. The 2003 classic, directed by Jon Favreau and starring the ever-lovable Will Farrell. Elf! Yeah, oh my god, my voice is killing me right off the bat. Alright, Elf. So, yeah, got any background for us?
Not a lot, just pretty much, Jon Favreau wanted to make kind of an homage to the classic holiday special, the Rankin Bass specials, if you will, kind of that simple holiday message worked in there with kind of some lovable characters. It's not a lot of background I can't really give you on this one. Just pretty much it's an homage to the classic holiday special you, I, and everyone have come to adore over the years.
Okay, you want to know what my thesis statement is going forward for this review?
There.
Now that you brought up holiday special, I think he absolutely achieved that in the first 10 minutes of this movie, and then blew it. Yeah. I don't really like the New York stuff in this movie, with certain exceptions. So, moving forward, I think it could have been a completely different movie if it would have focused on the North Pole. But, So do you want me to give a plot synopsis here, sir?
Sure.
Alright, well, Elf is the story of Buddy, a human who was stowed away in Santa's sleigh one fateful Christmas night when he was a baby, and raised as an elf. But then he discovers he is a human, and he goes all the way to the mysterious and forbidden land of New York City, to find his father, make special connections, and in general bring holiday cheer to everyone he comes upon. Yeah. Pretty good, right?
Yeah. Alright, so let's give a quick rundown of our characters and let's go over some dynamics. But first, so our characters, we got Buddy the Elf, we got Papa Elf, we got Santa Claus, we got Walter Hobbs, Michael, Emily, Jovi, and Miles Finch.
Alright, so where do you want to start? Which connections you want to make?
One of my favorites, I love Buddy, who's played by, again, obviously Will Farrell, and Papa Elf, who's played by the ever-lovable, the iconic Bob Newhart. Gotta love him. I love this dynamic between the Buddy.
The combination of Bob Newhart and Ed Asner in this movie just gives it a total air of class. And
I was so happy the first time I saw this movie, just knowing those two guys were in it.
Right.
And by the way, fun fact, Ed Asner is said, he always says this kind of before, well, actually it might have been after Up, but he's always said one of his favorite roles he's ever played is Santa Claus. He loves playing Santa Claus.
Okay, so Papa Elf, yeah. So, what I like about this guy is that he's just very humble. You know what I mean? He's the narrator of our story, of course, and he doesn't really have many big, giant aspirations. All he wants to do is, he's always wanted a kid, and so that's what he does. He raises a kid. And, I don't know, just the general ridiculousness of the situation, I think, is really amusing. You know what I mean? And how lovable they make it.
Oh, yeah. First of all, I just love how we kind of entered this whole movie with Bob Newhart kind of providing the narration, getting us into the universe. And he really sells Sean, because it's Bob Newhart. He's the guy who's going to tell you things straight, You know, he's gonna like lay it out for you, and he's gonna have that great kind of dry delivery of his, and basically tell you in this most whimsical stuff you've ever heard. He's gonna say, "So yes, I'm one of Santa's elves," and well, one day he brought a baby named Buddy here, and you know Santa has a soft spot for babies, and someone needed to take him in, and well, he went to an elf, and he's not even referring to himself at first. He's saying, you know, he went to an elf who really had never had who always wanted a family, but never found the time to settle down because he was so devoted to his work. Santa. Yes, I'm Buddy's father. Yes.
Yeah.
Bob Newhart is awesome. I love the sincerity, and it is this dry delivery, but you can just feel the love there between each other. Like Bob Newhart is dry. He's such an exuberant son in Buddy.
Oh yeah.
You know, they have this great chemistry together, and he's like just he's a big kid, and he has like the most serious elf for a father, and he's such the driest elf who's been doing this for years, and he's not a complainer. He does a job, he likes it, and you know he takes it all in stride. Like he has Buddy who's grown, and he knows. It's kind of like almost like a Pa Kent Clark Kent dynamic going on almost. So pretty much he knows something's different about his son, but he loves him no matter what. And even though his son's like sitting on his lap, breaking his legs practically, he loves him to pieces. You know, he's there for him. He just the sweetest bit to me is he takes him under his wing. He trains him as his apprentice. That's a real father-son type thing, and he doesn't care that he's adopted. He loves him for being him, and he's my son. That's all it cares to him. And he has that. Well, we'll get to it when I get to favorite scenes, but the point is it's a really good dynamic. Really,
yeah, you just nailed it, man.
it really kind of centers around the heart of the specials. That no matter how absurd things may get, it always circles back to this real humanistic heart at the center, at the core, if you will.
Oh yeah.
Which is endearing. Which it really again just kind of epitomizes the film. So some other dynamics. You got one?
Well, let's talk about the other father-son dynamic. Buddy and Walter.
Oh yeah. Oh, where to start? Well, they don't get off to. It's not as clear cut as you would imagine in a holiday special. Like pretty much like they go to like a whimsical wooden claymation character, saying, "Hey, I'm your son." Okay, it's not that clear cut. No. It's he has his doubts. Walter, he's the complete. If you thought those two are polar opposites, kind of a serious Papa Elf. I mean, Walter Hobbs is the most unjolly figure in the entire movie.
Yeah, and of course, going back to our Christmas in July tropes, he is the Scrooge.
Oh, so certainly. He's the skip, because he doesn't buy for a minute. At first, he doesn't buy for a minute that this crazy, deranged elf man is his son.
That, you know, it's like, oh god, like, I do certainly, like, I don't necessarily think the New York stuff is particularly captivating, but I do really like this relationship. Because it's just absurd. You're right. It's like, for the majority of the movie, this guy literally thinks that he has an insane person living with him.
Yeah. And it's a fun opposites. It's like a fun opposite progression between these two. Again, first of all, they're complete opposites, and then this Buddy just wants nothing more in this world than his true father's acceptance. He loves Papa Elf to a T, but still, he finds out he had a father. And he finds out his father is in moral trouble, that he's on the naughty list. I gotta beat my father. I'm gonna make him jolly. I'm gonna get him on the nice list because he's my dad. No other reason other than that. Because he's my dad and I love him. It's sweet. It's
definitely one of the most some of the most genuine and heartwarming stuff in the movie when Buddy is just so he's just so going out of his way to not only defend his father but call him like. The best dad in the world, even when he treats him like crap. Yeah,
and Santa Claus tells him.
Character.
And Buddy hasn't even met his father, and Santa Claus tells him, Buddy, your father, he's on the naughty list. Pretty much a Sam Raimi shot right into the book. That's a great transition, by the way. But
there's a few good Sam Raimi shots in this movie. Yeah.
I'll go with the Jack in the Box.
We'll talk about that.
But the point is, just right off the bat, he instantly identifies with his father before he's even met him. He just hears he's on the naughty list and like, no, this is the worst thing that's ever happened in the history of humanity. No. It's endearing, and Buddy's charm, Buddy's love, pure unadulterated love, is so powerful. It melts Walter's heart. It breaks through the hard surface and gets to him. Really, he realizes, this kid loves me, and he thinks, oh, sorry, I've been treating him rotten. I gotta atone for that. I gotta make it up to him. And he gets through the shell, and he kind of reminds Walter of what he hasn't been.
Yeah, I love the moment early on when Walter just passes Buddy sleeping at the department store window.
Yeah, it's James Gunn.
It's like he looks for like just a second and he's kind of sympathetic, but then Buddy wakes up and he starts yelling, "Dad! Dad! I love you, Dad!"
Yeah, we should mention some of our performances. So, James Caan, the wonderful and beautiful James Caan, he plays really against type in this movie, and the reason, believe it or not, I think he's pretty directly stated in interviews, he did this movie for the money because he loved it, but he really did it for the money because he's really financially not that well, from what I hear.
Oh God.
Which might explain Cloud with a Chance of Meatballs, but he's fantastic in that, by the way.
Oh dear. Okay.
One is the point of James Caan. He wanted to play a big reason he wanted to do this in addition to the money was if he's going to play against type, he wanted to be kind of the George Burns type guy.
Right.
He loved just the idea of kind of playing against type and being a George Burns like family man type who has to go through a change like that. And really the dynamic between these two kind of reminds me a lot of this movie called The Bishop's Wife. You ever hear that?
No, I haven't.
Bishop's Wife it's an old movie, like Cary Grant's in it, and David Niven. Pretty much just the parallel here is that a priest, a bishop. Bishop, basically, he is going through some trouble in his life right now. He basically prays for a miracle, and then this angel, Cary Grant, quote unquote, they never say angel, but he's a magical guy that helps out.
Sure.
He helps out, and he does everything he wishes. He gets insanely jealous of, man, this guy's doing everything I want to do. It's kind of the same notion of Buddy's kind of filling in the role Walter hasn't been doing for his family, being that jolly force in their lives. Pretty much, kind of that sort of going on. Pretty much, James he's really funny, just kind of playing like the man in this ridiculous situation, just being the straight man to everything. And he himself goes through a really heartwarming arc to realizing I haven't been there. I've been a bad father. Time to change that. Good stuff. Let's see, another dynamic. Okay, there's Buddy and Jovi.
All right. Well, this is it's kind of funny because this is Zoe dressed in all like I don't know, a good 5 or so years before she hit it big. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Zoe Deschanel.
Deschanel, yes, thank you.
Oh, I love me some Zoe Deschanel.
Personal opinion, I actually find her more attractive as a blonde. What do you think?
Yeah, personally, I think I love the person, so I don't care what her color is, but I think I'm a little more drawn to the dark hair, but the blonde hair's fine.
I don't know, I just saw her with the blonde, I was like, oh man, that's a really good look on her. Okay, well, in spite of how incredibly beautiful she is,
she is gorgeous.
What's the character? Describe the character.
Oh, her character's great. She's again, they play her really realistically, as they do a lot of the characters in this world. Pretty much, she's working a 9-to-5 job, making some spare cash around the holidays and Gimbals.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, fun fact. So yeah, Gimbals, the department store, it's no longer around in New York.
Really?
And here's the interesting thing: I can never get a straight answer on this. Probably if someone in the comments, I guess, can figure it out by all means. So yeah, Gimbals wasn't around, and I don't know when it was taken away because the exteriors in this movie of Gimbals are CGI. So I can't. What?
The exteriors or interiors?
The exteriors, like you see the sign.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good CGI.
It is. It's the exteriors, like you can tell, like the nutcracker and the sign. It's digital front. So.
Yeah.
The question is, like, was Gimbals gone before that, or they just do that just so they can get the shot? Like, they couldn't film directly there, or maybe it was in renovations at the time. I don't know. But the point is, it was gone shortly after that movie. I don't know if it was gone the whole time. Clever, regardless.
Do you know any background on, like, was it like an iconic Christmas store? Is there any particular reason Favreau decided to use it?
I believe it. I've never been to New York myself, but I hear it was iconic. It was a big spot. Basically, Macy's kind of took all the business from it.
Oh, okay, okay, I
But it
got
was. It's like, basically what you see in the movie is kind of like how Gimbal. They pretty much right here they recreate Gimbals to a T on the inside there. If it was recreated, or at least during the sets they made for the movie, it looked good.
Sure, sure, definitely.
Anyway, so yes, it's Jovi. She's working at Gimbal. She's making some spare cash for the holidays, and you can tell like she's got the Christmas bug inside her, but it's like the cynicism of the holidays passing. Kind of, she's growing out of the childlike state, and that's a good thing to put on Buddy. Like, she's not completely gone. She's grown up. She's progressed, and Buddy's kind of reminding her of that Christmas spirit everyone's got inside, and that plays in big time towards the end.
If anything, she's kind of like an opposite of the James Caan character because she's like literally broke. Like her water got turned off. She's taking showers at work. You know what I mean? So it's like,
She has more justifiable reasons to be a little less jolly than
right. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And I love that. I love how Buddy kind of makes that change in her by like speaking to her. He's kind of like she's kind of closed herself off to the world by being cynical, saying, nothing's gonna go right. I'm just doing this so I can get by. But she's realizing, there might be some meaning to what I'm doing here, and I'm not realizing it. I'm just stuck in my own pity here. I got to get out of that. And some of these remind me of the good times, and that's Buddy.
Oh yeah.
And it basically just reminds you, even with something so simple as singing, you're really just kind of you're kind of letting out some holiday cheer, and it's going to brighten you up if you just give it a shot, which she does, and it's so sweet and lovable. And I love.
That's a really good point. Like a lot of her character arc has to do with the singing thing, which I think is really cool kind of motif that they work with.
And just on a surface level, with the characters, on a surface level, I love how Jovi initially is just a little less warm to Buddy, and just she comes around, she's like saying, hey.
Well, I mean, Buddy is literally like, it looks like he is spying on her in the shower. So yeah, she treats him kind of like a stalker at first, which is understandable.
Yeah, I mean, even from the beginning, he's like, why are you smiling almost?
Because I like smiling. Smiling's my favorite.
Well, she doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't say that to him, but pretty much that kind of. Yeah, because that's another guy who's in a lot of Favreau's movies. I don't know his name, but I know he's in Couples Retreat.
Couples Retreat? That's a random movie to know him from.
Well, I mean, no, Couples Retreat actually ties into a lot of the specials we've been talking about, actually.
What?
Yeah, well, Peter Billingsley, Ralphie.
Now I'm intrigued.
Okay, I'll tell you real quick, because it does tie into everything. A lot of our specials, at least.
Who would have thought that the big crux of seasonal shenanigans would have been Couples Retreat?
Well, think about it. Peter Billingsley directs Couples Retreat, and that's Ralphie from A Christmas Story.
Okay.
And let me finish. Let me continue. Peter Billingsley is friends with Vince Vaughn in real life, and Vince Vaughn's in the movie.
Oh God.
And Jon Favreau and Vince Vaughn, they work together. They're friends, and again in the movie. And the guy who's our Gimbal's manager here, he's in the movie also. So, yeah. I'm just saying there's a lot of.
I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. That's hilarious.
There's a lot of familiar faces in that special that do kind of.
That is the most random thing in the world to tie everything back to.
Anyway, where was I?
Jovi.
So it just on the surface, like Jovi, she eventually warms up to Buddy, and like she's just kind of like saying, "Oh man, this guy's a nut," but she realizes, this guy's he might be out there, but I like him.
Yeah, the moment when she first warms up to him is a really good moment where the manager is like, "Hey, there's no singing in the North Pole," and the Buddy's just
yes, there is. No, there's not. Yes, there is.
No, you want to talk? The manager's not a major character, but
he's
really
hilarious.
Back and forth with each other.
Oh yeah. 10 a.m. Santa Claus. Santa. I know him. I gotta tell you, I know that line's in every word you see with this movie, and whenever they're advertising it. But I gotta tell you though, it's kind of one of the lines in the movie. Just kind of hard for me. It's a little much.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of an issue with me. Is that the trailer I remember, man, this movie was so advertised when it first came out. And it was also in the middle of Will Ferrell's like big explosion onto the mainstream. So what?
What? No, I said the Fair Sons. Wait.
So I was getting kind of sick of Will Ferrell at the time, and the marketing was like really hitting you over the head. So like I was like really anti this movie for a long time.
Well, you know
Like
something.
I was just like, oh god, Will Ferrell acting like an idiot in an elf costume. Why do so many people like this movie?
Well, you know
And I
something.
still have my issues with it, but I warmed up to it. All right. So, anyways, is that the last you have to say about Jovi?
One second. Actually, yeah, the line that gets me with the whole Santa is it's actually a follow-up line. That's what makes me rubs me the wrong way. It's just like saying I know him. Just kind of weird. Just a little weird. But okay, last thing on Jovi. Again, Jovi, I love her. One of my scenes I'm going to get into involves her. She's great. I love how Favreau gave her like a really classic holiday entrance. Like she lights the tree and she's the light in Buddy's life. Ooh.
Ooh, symbolism.
Yeah, it's just she's sweet and she's there for him in the end when it counts, and I love her to pieces. Okay, so I guess there's one. Should we talk about Buddy and Michael or the kid? The kid. Walter's other son.
Yeah. Okay. I have some. I actually kind of have some problems with this one.
Well, you wanna save it for bad, or you wanna go into it now?
I just don't really think Michael's. It's kind of just a really quick transition for me to where he goes from being really cynical with Buddy to like loving Buddy, all in the course of a snowball fight, which I guess kind of makes sense. But I don't know, it just kind of happened too fast for me.
Well, I think that's just Tiggy. If you can kind of block the opening to the speaker, I'm kind of hearing myself a little now.
Well, hold on, let me just turn it down a little.
There you go.
All right. Okay, go on.
All right, sounds better.
All right.
Okay. So, the thing with Michael, it's kind of a little true. It's a little true about kids. Like he has nothing against Michael, but Michael has nothing against Buddy. He has nothing really for him either. And he's just like saying, okay, he's just a weird guy in an elf costume. He's following me around. But then he's easily impressed, throwing snowballs at him. Okay, this guy's cool. And it's like, okay, he's my brother. It's even cooler. I don't know. It just seems like he's distracted by him doing something cool, and he starts to warm up to the guy. That's all I kind of put together. I guess it doesn't bother me at the transition.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying. It's kind of a little bit of a nitpick for me. I don't know. I just don't really find the kid all that engaging, to tell you the truth.
No, man, he doesn't have a lot to him, but he serves a story purpose, and I can respect that.
All right. Can I bring up one other character, or do you want to save the Peter Dinklage role for favorite scene?
Well, we can talk about it now. Just turn the volume down a little more if you can.
A little more? Ooh. Not sure if I can do that.
Yeah, well, just as much as you can.
Okay, that's about as low as I can go and still hear you.
Alright.
Darn headphones. Or audio issues. Let me pull my computer closer to me. Maybe that'll help too. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let's talk about Finch.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, just a one scene role, right?
Well, I mean, there was build to him. He was on the phone.
Well, yeah, absolutely. There's a build to him, but Dinklage is actually only on screen for one scene.
Yes.
Okay, and again, how great is it that Peter frickin' Dinklage is in this movie? Like,
This is the big thing that put him on the map in my eyes.
Really?
Yeah. I never heard about this guy until every time I saw him after this. I was like, oh yeah, the guy from Elf.
I mean, I think obviously Game of Thrones made him like really mainstream, but
Well, certainly. But I mean, he was just everyone remembers him from this. Then they say, oh yeah, that guy. And man, he's really good.
and you know what's cool about him is that even back then, he's in a movie about elves, and he's still playing a totally realistic character that has nothing to do with his height.
Yeah. Yeah, Peter Dinklage is one of those guys who you never...
No, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, that is what I love about Dinklage as an actor, is that everything about his talent has nothing to do with, like, person. It's like, no, that dude is just full of talent.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you never
so
really...
You want to kind of set up this character a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
So yeah, essentially, Walter, he's being pressed by his, I assume his editor, is his boss, to pitch him a story for like the most, like I guess, maybe next year's hit because it can't be coming out Christmas Day. Uh, put out
Oh,
another.
let's not get into timelines and Christmas because we already spent enough of that in Hey Arnold.
Certainly, certainly. The point is that he's pressing Walter to come up with a good idea for a story and pitch it to him on Christmas Eve, and real time crunch. And basically, Andy Richter and the other half of Tenacious D, they pretty much they pitch him his fun squad. They say, okay, we're at it.
I'm sorry, that was mean. That was mean. Just the other half of Tenacious D. He has a name, you know.
I'm sorry, I don't know his name.
Kyle Cass.
What?
Alright, I'm sorry, go on.
I'm sorry, I don't know his name. I always hear him talked about as the other half of Tenacious D.
Alright.
Anyway, so pretty much, okay, my fun squad, you're telling me you have no ideas and you just want to call another guy to buy the idea off another guy's. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So they call Miles Finch and they convince him to come down. They pay him a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
And pretty much he has just Peter Dinklage knocks it out of the ballpark. He's this huge guy with a presence, and then pretty much you see the elevator door and nothing there. And he enters the room and it's a surprise. Oh my God, it's Peter Dinklage! It's awesome. No, but he comes in the door and he says, "Okay, I got a few ideas." It's like this is more like a really, as they put it, kind of a really eccentric Dr. Seuss.
Oh my God.
They do say like they say he's written more classics than Dr. Seuss. So I'm saying this is a more like kind of like the Starbucks coffee version of Dr. Seuss.
It's like this guy. He just totally he absolutely makes himself the dominant center of the room. Like he demands that he be the dominant center of the room.
Oh yeah, big time. And let's see. So pretty much I just love the kind of his cadences and everything. He says, "I got this idea. It's kind of in my mind. It has me psyched going, yes." Again, he got a huge presence, and he commands the room, and he got an idea. And this is so funny that they keep building this pitch throughout the movie, and you never hear what it is.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
You hear the crappy ones. You never hear the good one he has, or any of the good ones he has. And he says, "Well, yeah, we look through the book. We should go to the first one he's got in here." Never find out what it was. Anyway, so yeah, then let's just say Buddy comes in and confuses him for an elf.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh God. And yeah, again, this is what I love about Peter Dinklage is that it's like, the man has just such a sense of class about him.
Certainly. I love this. I love in the movie, like he takes it. He basically commands the room. He's saying, "Oh, you're calling me short, huh? I have more than you will ever have in your life, pal." Pretty much saying, he's just he's berating Buddy for even saying that. Pretty much says, "You want to come at me? Come at me. Come on.
Come at me, bro."
Well.
I know.
Yeah, but pretty much saying, "Call me elf one more time." He's an angry elf. He just charges at him and beats the living snot out of him. Well, not that violently, but he pretty much he commands respect. But this guy is a Heisenberg in his own right.
I'd love to see him play a Bond villain.
Oh, that'd be cool. But anyway, I think it's enough of a Dinklage love fest here. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've gone through some. Of course, one last one real quick is that, of course, Ed Asner's Santa Claus. Oh my God!
Oh yeah, of course. How could we forget him? God.
He's dressed as classic Coca-Cola Santa. If you notice the little fine design elements.
Right, yeah.
Again, Ed Asner loves playing Santa Claus, and man, he does good. He's like a Santa Claus who's he has a slant to him. Not as bad as let's just say his reprisal of this role in a Christmas special, which I'm going to rant about momentarily, is not as glowing. Point is, this is a Santa Claus who cares. He cares. He has a soft spot, and again, he took Buddy in as a baby. And this Santa Claus, he's not perfect. He's flawed. Like of course, he never really got the thought of like, oh man, is anyone gonna miss this baby? That thought didn't really cross him. But then again, I'm sure I would assume this Santa Claus would have checked the birth records and stuff, saying, okay, he's an orphan. Okay, we'll take him in.
At least let the orphanage know. I mean, that still kind of bothers me.
Maybe he left a note. Maybe he left a Magic Santa note, or maybe like Chris Kringle took this child in.
A Magic Santa note.
Well, like Grandma got her over by a reindeer has a Magic Santa note.
Hey! Save the bad Christmas specials for the Christmas with the Cranks discussion.
anyway, so pretty much, like he has this great line. He's telling him like, I just love the words of Santa wisdom. He's saying, now listen, buddy, a few things you need to know before going to New York. If you find candy on the street, don't pick it up. Now there's going to be a sign saying the original Ray's Pizza. There are like 30 Ray's Pizzas. The original, though, is on like 42nd Street, whatever he says. And again, I love Santa kind of extolling this wisdom, and he's again, just as they're kind of playing it straight here for you, saying he's an experienced Santa with the mystique of Santa with him.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's got all the world experience of someone who would travel the world every year.
Like this is a Santa in the park.
So it's really very, dare I say, very illogical logic.
Yeah, I'll give you. Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, because in the end, what I love is just, like in the park, he's a Santa I can get behind because he's saying like, well, that's the thing, people don't have a Christmas spirit anymore. Yeah, he's literally he's kind of calling things out, saying, well, look, seeing isn't believing necessarily. I mean, the paparazzi's been trying to nail me for years, and where's the true magic if everyone knows something? It's about believing in something. That's what gives the engine power. This is Santa Claus I can get behind. He's really great. I love Ed Asner's Santa Claus. That's great.
Oh yeah, I mean, just the presence of Ed Asner alone is just fantastic.
And he just brings that credibility to him right off the bat. He's an experienced, wise voice, and he has that humor to him too, of like saying, Leon doesn't know anything. He doesn't have any feet. He's just Santa Claus who thinks he knows everything. Really, he doesn't. But he's vulnerable too, saying, "Oh, but the missus made me that happy." It's tons of fun.
If there were a sequel to this movie, like an actual, like, honest-to-God sequel and not a crappy special like you mentioned that I had no idea about until you brought it up, I would love to see a sequel set completely at the North Pole because I absolutely love the stop-motion characters and the sets that are so obviously in a set but meant to be outdoors. I love all that stuff. All right, so anyways, so let's move on to, or did you want to go on your rant before we move on to favorite scenes?
No, rant's for the bad stuff. We'll get to the rant with the bad stuff.
Bad stuff. Okay. Favorite scenes. You want to go first?
Sure. Simple, pretty straightforward. I love it when he's decorating gimbals at night. He kind of sneaks in there, kind of with like the whole the Nutcracker Suite plan.
Oh yeah.
By the way, scored in this movie is really well done by John Debney. John Debney, he scored Iron Man 2.
Oh, wait. Iron Man 2 had original music besides AC/DC?
Hey, don't knock The World of Tomorrow. That was good.
No, honestly, that was kind of a half-serious question. I don't really remember the music in Iron Man 2 besides AC/DC.
Iron Man 2 had good score.
Oh, we've come a long way from the all AC/DC soundtrack of Iron Man 2 to, oh shit, where is it? To, Hooked on a Feeling, bow, 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 bow. I'm done.
But, let's see. So, yeah, John Day has a really good score. It's a real nice scene. You know me, I love my my moments of gadgetry, moments of kind of like advancement of methods.
Oh yeah.
And we take what we saw in the beginning of Buddy. Like he's not he can't make an elfish amount of gifts, but he can still do a lot of good handiwork for a human. He can't he can only make 85 Etch-a-Sketches, but I mean, come on, he can make 85 Etch-a-Sketches.
That scene is just so mundane.
You know me, I love my mundanity.
Oh yeah.
How much are you? How many did you make, buddy? 85. 85 will let his place. Oh, just say it. I'm a cotton-head Niggy Muggins. But there's a simple scene. It's like there's some homages to classic toys and designs, like the Light Bright homage.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool to see him. And this gag, I'm going to mention this here. When the Lego Movie came out and I saw Will Farrell, there was a first thought in my mind when I saw him.
Right.
Because in this movie he builds.
Totally see that.
In this movie he amazingly builds. Obviously the actor doesn't, but still he amazingly builds an Empire State, the whole New York skyline, an Empire State Building made of Legos, and it looks amazing. And I'm thinking,
hey, BlueDragonFive.
Yes.
Okay. What if Buddy is actually President Business? And what if that was the first Lego creation that he did, and he got obsessed with Legos, and then he... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But the gag is, I see Will Farrell come down, and I'm thinking to myself, huh, that makes sense. Of course he'd be able to make all that cool stuff with Legos, because look what he did now.
Oh yeah.
silly joke. Point is, I love how he decorates Gimbals, and I love the reveal shot of, like, everyone walking in and just looking at the amazing stuff they do, like the welcome made of light bright, skyline. They even did like the whole Mona Lisa on Etch-a-Sketch.
I love that. Yeah, that's really cool.
Just the reaction by our managers saying, like, wow.
Do you think that was a CGI shot, or do you think someone actually sat down and did that on Etch-a-Sketch?
Most likely it's just like someone inserting something into the margins.
I'd like to think that you could actually do that on an Etch-a-Sketch, though. I'd like to think so.
Well, there are people who have done that. I don't think any of our guys on set did.
One quick thing to bring up here, this is just a theory of mine, but do you think that they intentionally shot the exterior to be a little bit, like not uncomfortable, but just a little bit, like, messy and out of order when we first... I'm sorry, the interior of Gimbals. Like, not necessarily uncomfortable, but just, like, I don't know, like, just a little bit claustrophobic. Like, when we first see the North Pole, we're obviously not meant to be impressed that it's the North Pole, but he's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. So what do you think of that? What?
Where's the snow?
But what do you think of how Favreau kind of did the transition from kind of like crappy department store to Winter Wonderland?
I definitely think when it's decorated, it looks really great. I never got a claustrophobic vibe at all, or like a confined vibe. It just looks like it's a toy store, like around the corner, everywhere you got stuff. It didn't really strike me as claustrophobic, but it looks much better decorated.
All right, well, I'm probably reading too much into it. All right, well, I guess my first favorite scene would be probably the comedic highlight of the whole movie for me. The scene where it's revealed that Buddy is a human. So first of all, we have the great gag of Buddy sitting with the Jack in the Boxes. You want to go over that really quick since you seem to be a fan?
Sure. Pretty much Buddy's winding the Jack in the Boxes, and then it has the Crash Bandicoot the laugh, Anyway, so it keeps popping up, and this is a funny little behind the scenes thing I found out, that Jon Favreau has a little remote off camera, and he's actually surprising him with when he pushes the button.
Oh,
so
wow.
So basically, Buddy, he winds it up, and he's testing and make sure where he writes down a little cardboard, like a little clipboard, like, okay, checks it off, good. Works fine, and like the third one, because rule of 3 in the universe, he realizes nothing happens. That's Jon Favreau playing with him, and then pretty much he's surprised with it, because he improv the whole thing. He's just like, he writes it down. Okay, it doesn't work.
that is what I love about Favreau as a director, is that his comedy literally comes through to the screen in his directing. It's brilliant. I love it.
Oh yeah, and pretty much this. So what does he find out after he's a little shocked by the thing?
Yeah, well, he overhears two elves. This is what is this after? Is it after the Etch-a-Sketch incident?
Yeah, pretty much after everyone gave him a pep talk, and after he was behind, and the head of the guys asking about the Etch-a-Sketch is saying to his buddy, "Hey, listen, buddy, can you help me out with I'm behind on the Etch-a-Sketches." Sure, no problem. It's, man, buddy's killing me with this stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he basically, just kind of casually revealed, like, well, I wonder if he's ever gonna find out he's a human. If he hasn't found out now, I guess he'll never know. And then I love the comedic timing when Buddy has his realization. And oh my god, the shot of him in the tiny shower is just
We see a bunch of flashes of him slowly.
Absolutely hysterical.
We see
I don't
flashes.
think there's anything in this movie as funny as that shot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we see flashes of
So
him.
uncomfortable, but so happy at the same time. He's just like, ooh, I'm in a little shower.
He's making it work.
So, yeah, I mean, just the whole comedic timing of the realization, just really good, really well edited. Like we said, kind of getting some Sam Raimi style transitions in with the Jack in the Box. Yeah, really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Then he falls on like a little elf. Hey, buddy, you don't look good. I'm fine. I just need a glass of water. He tips over. Buddy!
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's funny stuff.
All right, your next favorite scene?
Yeah, next favorite scene. My next one's kind of broken off into two. This next one's just to pick up where your scene is. It's a real quick moment. I love just the simple goodbye between Buddy and his Papa Elf, and his Papa Elf handing him the snow globe and saying, "Hey, listen, no matter what, I'll always be here for you." And he gives him a hug, and it's so sweet. It's pretty much saying, "Hey, listen," it's a Clark Kent, Jonathan Kent moment, pretty much just saying, "Hey, listen, you're my son, no matter what." It's so sweet.
Yeah. There's a bus full of kids that are dying.
Easy. Reel it back.
Oh, you set me up with my Nolan jokes. You said
it's not Nolan. It's like, okay. Anyway, the point is, it's Bob Newhart as that character. And it's so sweet and so dear. I love the bond between those two. Just the saying goodbye and saying, "Oh yeah, well you're gonna find your real father," and just not to hurt Papa Elf's feelings. Saying, just pretty much saying, "Hey, listen, I'll always be your father." Essentially, it's what he's saying. I'll always be your father, and just gives him a hug, and it's so sweet.
Yeah, it's a really nice moment.
Sure. Another moment, just my actual moment.
Okay.
I love Buddy going to work with Walter.
Bring your son to work day. Oh yeah.
It is, to me, this is the mundanity in the whole thing is that delights me to no end. Just he goes to work and he's just dressing up he's like a kid going to work with his father. He's dressing exactly like him and copying him, saying, hello Jack, Francisco. That's fun to say. It's a nice purpley dress, Sarah. Oh, you remember? Yeah, I'm in work clothes now. It's just so funny. He's drinking the coffee because his father's drinking.
Oh yeah.
He's just being he's indirectly being a nuisance. Again, he wants to be good, but he doesn't know how to act in the business world. And just James Gunn, it's like a Grinch like movie. Just figures like, yeah, he thought it up. He thought of a line. And he thought it up quick. Pretty much just realizing, oh my God, wow, you got to go to the mailroom, buddy. Saying it's magical. It's gleaming silver cans and everything. And is this like a different mailroom? My dad didn't make it sound like this.
I mean, like at the back of my head, I'm kind of thinking like James Caan might be like, okay, well, if he thinks he's in Santa's workshop, then maybe the mailroom will remind him of Santa. Like maybe he's trying to help him out. Maybe he's trying to get him into an environment that's kind of comfortable for him, or maybe he's trying to get him out of his hair. I don't know.
It's both. It's main priority to get him out of my hair. Second priority, what can I get? Where can I send him that he's going to be happy and not bug me? Mailroom. It's close to Santa's workshop, right? and it works. I just love the cause and effect of that scene, pretty much. Like, sends Buddy down there. Buddy has so many fun interactions in there with the guy from Watchmen. He gets his fingers not fingers broken, but has the glass smashed into his hand.
Wait, what guy from Watchmen?
Okay, remember Rorschach's interrogating the guy in the bar, like crashing the glass to his hand?
Yeah. Okay.
Remember that guy?
Yeah. Yeah,
he's Buddy's friend in the mailroom.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's random. Okay.
Buddy, I mean, I'm 26. He's 26. Says he's 26. My father basically getting drunk together. It's
right. Yeah.
They're doing some wacky dancing, and it screws up his Miles Finch call. It's funny. Really, really fun stuff. Just Buddy at work. It's so fun.
All right, all right. Okay, my second favorite scene is the "Pings from Heaven," "Pings from Heaven." Yeah, yeah. Do you know who sings the song?
Yeah, Louis Prima.
Louis Prima? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
Every time it rains, panties from to heaven. Macaroni.
I've been recently getting into Louis Prima. For kind of trivia for those who don't know, the
When you
voice of
smile,
Louis
when
in the
you
Jungle
smile.
Book. Awesome.
Oh yeah.
It's like Louis Prima. He's kind of like I don't know. I kind of feel like his music is kind of like very reminiscent of Jon Favreau's directing style, where he just kind of throws a whole bunch of he's just very focused on fun, and I don't know. The only reason I say that at all is because Favreau's directing the Jungle Book remake, and I'm really looking forward to that, and I think it's a perfect fit. But anyways, moving on. So the montage is when Buddy first gets to New York, and it's kind of like a classic like fish out of water. It almost kind of reminds me of Borat in a way, like a very light PG rated Borat, where he's just like this extremely foreign person is just bothering the crap out of everyone. So
By the way, two little fun facts in this scene. One, the Santa Claus bit, that was improv. That was just a random guy walking around who was dressed like Santa, who was looking like Santa Claus.
Santa.
Well, you're not Santa. And then,
That's great.
and
That's great.
now also the candy when he's eating the gum on the railing.
Oh yeah, right.
Okay, so relax. That is he pre-chewed that, he placed it there, but people didn't know that walking by.
See, it is kind of like Borat. It's like it's like they've got kind of like like a script, but they're also kind of shooting people's reactions at the same time. I love that kind of filmmaking when it's used right, and not like Bruno. But so yeah, like you said, kind of like the bring your son to work day thing. There's just so many fun things going on in this montage, and I think the music is just perfect. It's really playful. Let's see. I love the running bit where Buddy almost gets run over by the car. That kind of is like throughout the whole movie.
He actually gets hit by it a few times.
Yeah. The bit where he's taking the flyers from the guys on the corner, and then he ends up pissing off.
World's best cup of coffee. You did it, guys! Congratulations!
Oh God! Oh yeah. I love how he just bursts in there without even trying. He just sees it on the street. He's just overjoyed.
World's best cup of coffee.
Oh my God! Oh, that's great. And of course, also a really good callback later.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see anything else on
Revolving door.
Oh God! Yeah, he's going through a revolving door. He's just having the time of his life, and then he pukes. And then he goes right back through the revolving door.
He's like a kid. All right. So I guess on to my last one of my big moments, my last moment.
Okay, yeah.
This one's a huge. This is my favorite moment in the entire film. Oh yeah, I love this. I love the date between him and Joby.
Oh, so I just kind of spoiled it.
No. You didn't. You see. You give me a good segue.
All right, go ahead.
So,
wait, did you say, do you want me to give you a segue? I'm sorry.
No, you already gave me a segue.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's kind of appropriate because the last two scenes welcome it.
Headphone thing is bothering me. It makes communication difficult.
Yeah. So, oh my God, I love this scene. This is pretty much where I fell in love with Frank Sinatra.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, I knew
Frank Sinatra in Michael Cera's Youth in Revolt. Very underrated movie.
Oy. But
your Michael Cera hate. You need to watch Scott Pilgrim, just like you need to watch Gravity Falls.
Anyway,
I am like keeping a tally of like the amount of podcasts in a row that I recommend Gravity Falls to you.
Right.
It's a challenge to me. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're spoiling my moment. Anyway, so So I knew who, like, I've heard Sinatra's music and kind of the type of music Sinatra had before this movie, and I finally got a name off it when I saw this movie when I was younger. And I knew like what I loved. And it was a great sequence. It's such great montage music. This and Louis Prima and stuff.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Anyways, I love Jovi and pretty much they're going on the date and they're exploring New York. This is like this movie to me at least. It's kind of the ultimate kind of brochure for visiting New York. Because you go to all the landmarks, it's fun, it's seasonal, it's
bullshit, my friend. May I refer you to a movie called Home Alone 2: Lost in New York?
Fair enough. I'm saying one of the.
I actually think that's a really underrated movie. I'm glad the critic put it on his like overlooked list. All right, but I'm sorry.
Well, I mean one of the. Okay, I'm not saying.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so pretty much they're going around, and like Sinatra, you make me feel so young, dun, dun, dun. You make me feel so. Yeah, that's good stuff. So they're going around. Pretty much what's so great about the sequence, it takes the scene you just mentioned, and it takes all the stuff Buddy learned in his travels, and he's using it on his date because he doesn't know what to do on date. He's just saying, "Oh, I'll take her to see the sights." Of course, she knows what all the sights are. Like all the stuff he finds new. It's so endearing that he takes her to the revolving door. Just make sure you don't close your eyes, or else you'll be sick. And first of all, I just love how the date starts. She lives like next to a Chinese restaurant. Feel bad for her already. Then Prim says, "So what are we gonna do?" I have some ideas. Doesn't like tell her where or take her by the arm or anything. Just says, "I have some ideas," and she's like looks around like, "Wait, am I supposed to go with you?" She does. So many fun things. The world's like they're getting tastes like close your eyes, and she drinks the coffee and says, "What is this? It tastes like a crappy cup of coffee." No, it is a crappy cup. No, it's the world's best cup of coffee. And then I guess in this scene she's also kind of taking his eccentricities as he's being a little ironic and sarcastic, and she likes it, but also she realizes this guy's so exuberant he actually means this stuff, and I love this.
Right, yeah.
And the best thing about that is, like, first, I love the fact that he's skipping and she's running along with him. And then the idea that he is such this holiday exuberant thing of like going around and he's looking at like all the biggest trees he can find, and he hasn't seen Rockefeller Center yet.
Oh yeah.
And she realizes and she takes him to it. And then they're skating in Rockefeller Center, and oh my god, it's a really nice scene. Again, the crescendo of a date well spent culminates with the two of them kind of humbly pecking each other on the cheek. It's really nice.
All right, well said.
And also, fun little fact: you'll notice the taxi cab that almost hits him because he says, "The old ones don't stop."
Right.
That's a CG cab.
Oh, is it? Oh God. Really good CG in this movie.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's what I like CG is when it's used for stuff that you don't notice.
And again, just the sweetest thing to me in the world. Again, I just fell in love. This is probably the first time I was introduced to Zoe Deschanel, and I completely fell head over heels in love with her when I saw this movie. And pretty much just I loved it.
Get in line, buddy.
Oh yeah. Pretty much just he kisses her on the cheek and she says, "You missed. I missed." And then she pulls him in for the kiss.
Oh yeah.
Then Iris is out as the music ends. Really good montage. Love it. One of my favorite montages in all of cinema. Really, I really love it.
Oh wow, that's high praise.
It's in my top 10, most definitely. I love it.
Is it above or below the best of the Breaking Bad montages?
Well, I mean for movies, not TV series.
Nah. Compare it. Come on, compare the Breaking Bad montages and this.
I don't know. These are more hopeful than the Breaking Bad.
This or the Crystal Blue Persuasion montage.
It's tough, but it's a little more hopeful. I don't know. It's hard to think. I can't decide.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot. Okay. All right. So my final favorite moment. Yeah. So first of all, I find the finale to kind of come a little bit out of nowhere. I don't know. What do you think? The whole thing with what are they? The ranger dogs?
The park rangers.
Yeah, but what do they have? They have like these vicious dogs or something.
No, we're talking about dogs. They're on horses.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. They're on horses. I'm sorry.
It's not like Thor saying, "Hey, give me an animal large enough to ride."
Yeah, well, I just found it like really almost out of place, that whole big action scene. I mean, if anything, it's well directed, and you kind of get a sense that Favreau is going to be good for Iron Man, I guess. But I just don't really think it fits with the rest of the movie. What do you think?
Well, they needed some sort. I'll admit it's a little last minute, but they needed. It's a fun.
Like,
it's a
oh
really,
no, evil park rangers are chasing us.
It's funny that this movie really doesn't have a villain. I mean, Dinklage comes the closest to a villain along with this guy, one of these rangers, I suppose. But they just need someone to. They're not even villains because they all basically said I put them on the naughty list and they never forgave me. So pretty much they have a chip on their shoulder. They're doing their job, but they maybe a little bit of malice behind it. So pretty much they're just their plot devices. Also, I think I'm forgetting what the original version of those guys was. No. Actually, no. It's like they changed it in the crappy animated special. So forget it. That's all.
Oh.
Yeah, they changed the Rangers to like was it rats or something? I didn't watch it all the way through. We'll get to that in the bad. But anyway. Point is, so yeah, just I'm fine with it. We need some threat to basically rush the action, make it kind of urgent that they get out of there before he's spotted.
The one thing I do like is I do like all the stuff at the end in the finale about like whether or not people are seeing Santa Claus and them debating it and everything. I like how that all ties together and the news footage and everything. That's all well done. I just think how we get there is kind of fucking random. But so anyways, the moment that I love is right during the finale. It's kind of like I do believe in fairies kind of moment a little bit, don't you think?
I think there's more behind it than that. Because remember, it's well seated in like the best way to spread Christmas cheer is to sing loud for all to hear. That's kind of what brought Buddy and Jovi together, because he mentions that to her the first time they meet.
That's also the most oversaturated line in the entire marketing campaign.
Yeah, pretty much. It's one of the elf rules.
Yeah, you are right. That idea is definitely spreading really well, and the whole kind of like energy crisis thing with Christmas cheer is also spreading well. So it's a good setup, and we have this whole thing where Santa's sleigh needs to fly. It needs to fly. We really need to get that thing in the air. It's flying, but it's coming down, and we need that last bit of cheer. And Zoe Dreskin, she's filling out her character arc by singing to the crowd. She's singing loud, and the crowd all joins in. They're all singing the Polar Express weird religious Santa prayer. Santa's coming to town.
Oh, it's not as creepy as it was in that.
No, not nearly as creepy as it was in Polar Express.
It was great in this.
And James Caan, the Scrooge of the whole movie, he's sitting there. He's like, "No, I'm gonna sing."
Well, hold on a second.
And and his son even notices, like, "Dad, you're not singing. You're just moving your lips." He's like, "Oh, does it matter, son?" And then finally, in a huge, big burst, just absolute. I'm sorry, excuse my language. Absolute cum shot of holiday cheer, which is something Kevin Smith would probably say. James Caan bursts out, "Santa Claus is coming to town," and then the sleigh bursts right over his head. Just absolutely, really good shot, really well done. The timing is absolutely perfect. I think it's one of the most exhilarating moments of the movie for sure.
Well, two things. One, I'm 100% with you. That was one of my favorite moments is when I rewatched the movie of James Caan. Like he finally, the sleigh is just they lost the engine at this point, and they're scurrying around the line. He comes in at the last minute. I love how it almost clips him. It was that close call. I love that.
Right.
Such a build to the song of like, okay, now he's joined in. Now he's saved the day just by that much. Missed it by that much. Really, really good tension building stuff. Really cool. And then it builds that really great John Debney cue of him saying goodbye, like da 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 da. Really.
Just speaking of music, really quick, not to get too far off topic, but I really love the moment when Buddy is walking on the mountain and that musical cue. The first time you hear that music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really good stuff. But
And also, one thing just about the scene as a whole, in terms of the third act, I love I love the idea. Again, illogical logic at its finest, most definitely for this part. I love the idea. Okay, well, because there's no pretty much belief has kind of died out among New York. The sleighs, it's basically completely dropped. And Santa Claus is even baffled by this. Oh my, there's like no Christmas spirit left. And I just love the thing about this, Steve. The arc of this is that Buddy, throughout the movie, he's a static character. He has not changed at all. He's been changing other people's lives, but bringing his kind of brand of holiday cheer, right?
Right.
So in this, basically, he's being tasked with spreading belief, or else Santa Claus can't deliver the gifts. So he's being tasked to save Christmas in kind of a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer homage moment.
Okay.
Buddy, will you fix my sleigh tonight?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Pretty much. Buddy in this moment, he's kind of proving his merit as an elf when he's been trying to be human, and this is Buddy at his lowest point, by the way. It was really. Jon Favreau kind of refers to it as like he kind of implied, in his words, that he implied that Buddy might have been considering suicide in that moment too.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about that.
Because after the Finch debacle, their little fight, James Gunn Walter was so mad at Buddy. He basically said, "I don't care, you're my son. I don't care, you're nuts. Get out of here."
Mm-hmm.
And it was so sad.
Tells him to get out of his life, right?
Oh yeah, it was so sad. And you feel so bad for Buddy. And
especially because throughout the whole movie, Buddy's just been built up like, I love my dad. He's the best dad in the whole world.
Yeah, and it's coming right after his date too. After everything went so well on his date, he's just coming to tell his father about it.
Right.
And then
I say it almost kind of reminds me of that one moment in How to Train Your Dragons.
You mean the original, right?
Yeah, the original where the Stoic kind of blows up at Hiccup.
Right.
Yeah, kind of reminds me. Not on the same level of that, of course.
I mean, this is like you feel like kind of getting a little frustrated, Buddy, at times, but man, he just dug into him with these remarks.
Oh yeah.
And Buddy's like completely crushed. He's got nothing in his mind. He's got nothing to live for. He's like, I don't belong anywhere. And then he's looking over the side, and it's implication being maybe he's gonna do it. That's at least what Favreau said. Like, he's an homage to A Wonderful Life in that moment.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
So anyway, so Buddy is basically kind of tasked to bring the belief back to the city so he can save Christmas, which is really just taking everything he's learned, just charging into what he needs to do as his character. He can't change. In that moment, he was about to change, or at least kind of he was like questioning his whole dynamic, saying, "No, I can't." He's basically saying, instead of changing, that you got to be more static than ever, man. You got to do that to save Christmas. And what I love so much more about that is I love how Jovi, the person he kind of taught this philosophy to, comes in to save him. And Christmas. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I just love that Jovi saves him, and it's so sweet. It's sweet. It's such an innocent idea. You sing, you get some Christmas cheer going. You save Christmas in the process. That's nice. And I love Michael doing his part by reading all the list of like what people want and characters we've seen. Like Buddy befriended a little girl earlier in the movie. She says, "Oh, thanks, Buddy." Really, really sweet moments. Like Dirk Lawson wants an all-day spa ticket. Huh? Must be someone else named Dirk Lawson here. Huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So fun bits all around. Fun bits all around. As we again just build to that crescendo of okay, they save the day and they're off to deliver the gifts, and the belief has been restored. People saw it, but it wasn't reported on the news because that one news anchor didn't have enough foresight to film it. Denon, yeah, Charlotte Denon. Okay.
All right. So you want to get to pros and cons?
Certainly. What's the naughty? What's the nice? What do we got on the nice side here?
All right. Well, you want to go first?
Sure. We've mentioned the score. Score is great. The music choice is nice. Almost as much. It's almost as good a score as good a song choice as Guardians of the Galaxy, if you will.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Well, that's something you gotta remember. A lot of Christmas, pretty much every Christmas movie, they gotta pick their certain select amount of Christmas songs, and this movie didn't even have that. They had their Christmas songs, but also they had a lot of other songs too, like your classic, your swing songs, your Louis Primas, your Frank Sinatras. Had a lot of classic. Had a lot. It just felt what's the term I'm using here? Uh, not what's the term I'm looking for? Like something that is not contemporary. Is it contemporary or not contemporary? It's like
Frank
timeless.
Sinatra.
Well, I mean, I
Yeah,
just mean like kind of.
I think both Frank Sinatra and Louis Prima would kind of fall into the classic of into the category of classic / timeless.
Well, I mean, kind of like using songs that kind of gives you the vibe of kind of a timeless feel from the movie. Like, yeah, it's just like a Christmas you can watch anytime.
Sure. ah.
Yeah. No, so yeah, great score, great music choice. I find Will Ferrell very likable and kid-like. Yeah.
I mean, what's your opinion of Will Ferrell, like, kind of as a whole? I know you really like him as in Lego Movie, but what do you think of all those, like, screwball, like, oh, I'm an egocentric sports star movies that he does?
I think Will Ferrell is very, very talented, and usually, like, more like 8 times out of 10 he'll win me over. Occasionally he'll just be kind of the wacky, he'll play the wacky eccentric or the wacky stupid character. Like, I didn't like that Ricky Bobby movie. I didn't like that.
Oh, really? That's one of the few sports movies that I did like from him. That's funny.
I mean, like, I don't like it when he's just like a blithering idiot. I like here he's that, but he has like heart behind it.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Sure.
If he's gonna be, at least Ron Burgundy has like a lot of clever humor behind it. Like, he's an idiot. I mean, I love like just more so the performance of him as Ron Burgundy really sells me. Like he has this idiot who doesn't realize he's an idiot.
One of those things where everyone goes nuts for it, and I can't. I just don't get it. I don't know.
It's like he's the Wonder Man of the '70s who is so dumb, but he doesn't realize it. That's what kind of really amuses me about his. He never breaks character when he does that guy. It's such a great improvisational role for him.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Anyway, point is, Will Ferrell, I like doing the role. He really sold me on the heart. It's a humble film overall. It's a simple story, and it carries out really well.
Okay. So I kind of mentioned this before, but I think one of my cons is that it's not necessarily a con. It's just I wish we would have seen more of the North Pole than we did.
Okay.
Just because I really like the North Pole. It's such a cool set. First of all, I love the whole idea of Favreau filming these outdoor sets in the North Pole that are so very obviously indoors that it's super charming.
Oh yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, in terms of the good, with that, yeah, you're right. The sets are amazing. The North Pole stuff looks great, but overall, just with I kind of wrote my notes here. Yeah, it has really good sets, really well-cast actors, but with the sets and the visual effects, you got to remember, Tiki, a lot of the visual effects are really well done here in terms of when you see, just consider this, the size of Will Ferrell compared to the other elves. That's
absolutely. Yeah, I definitely consider
what Favreau did here, I thought Favreau had a lot of brilliant filmmaking techniques when he did that, because to my knowledge, I mean, I'm sure maybe some other people did this before him, but the way he did it really impressed me. Like, there wasn't a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff on this movie, so pretty much the perspective shots are all over the place during that stuff. Like Will Ferrell, like they mark the line of like a split screen when he's like sitting across from the other elves in the school. You have the best visual shot one of the best examples I can think of is when he's sitting on Papa Elf's lap. Now what he's doing is you have Will Ferrell sitting on like a blue chair or something. You have like a little girl's legs are like way in the front, and way in the back you have Bob Newhart, and pretty much they map it all in there to make the shot. It's basically a lot of perspective shots are really just kind of molded together to look really good.
Right. Yeah.
Really, the effects are really impressive. Even the CG use was used sparingly enough that it looks
kind of interesting because this movie kind of came out around the same time as Lord of the Rings, so I feel like I feel like they're kind of using similar filmmaking techniques, but just kind of doing it in different ways, obviously for very different purposes.
No, you can tell in places like, the snow might look a little... Like when it's snowing when Buddy's like maybe mulling over suicide, the snow you can tell it's fake snow, but it looks okay. I'm just saying you can tell it's like fake, it's artificial. I mean CG snow. Yeah. So again, really good, well-cast actors. Santa Claus, awesome. Come on, Ed Asner. I really love the overall theme of kind of belief and just kind of that running theme of what it means to believe and the strength of belief and how it can kind of change your life almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, well, again, me personally, I think it shows off New York well. I'm not saying it's the best example ever, but I think, to me, when I first saw it showed off a lot of sights of New York really well to me. Because from what I hear from people who've been to New York, like the inside of the Empire State Building, that's the actual location. They shot a lot of practical locations there, which is a tough thing to do, especially nowadays, more so than ever. Now they're shooting in New York.
For sure.
So to them, they actually shot a lot of stuff in New York, and it looked pretty good. They explored it, and it was fun. Just the point is, I just love how they sell you in New York in the way beginning, pretty much saying I told Buddy, Santa Claus told Buddy his father lived in a mystical land called New York. And that's just such a great build, and a transition to his father's office in the Empire State Building. He's looking at, that's basically how he finds his father. He looks in the little snow globe in the Empire State Building. That's where he works.
Yeah. Like I said, I can't get over this, though. It's like, this is a good movie on its own. It really is. The James Caan character is, he definitely fulfills his role. He definitely has a lot of heartfelt stuff in it. Really good father-son dynamic. I understand why they went to New York. I understand the whole fish-out-of-water comedy. God damn it, Favreau set up such a good North Pole. Like, I'm sorry to keep hammering this point, but this movie is good. Like, I don't have much bad to say about it at all. Like, everything about it is really solid. Honestly, when I was rolling my eyes about it and complaining about it, that was before I rewatched it, and I just remember being fatigued out at Will Farrell at the time I watched this. But, God, I want a sequel to this movie, and I want it completely set at the North Pole, because Favreau gets so creative with his North Pole sets. That's all I have to say, really. I mean, I'm sorry I don't have much to contribute to the pro-con stuff. I just think it's kind of pretty cut and dry. I used to not like this movie, and now I really do. So,
well, let me go through some bad stuff, or at least debatably bad stuff. I want to run by you, see what you think.
Okay.
Okay. So one thing, speaking of Will Ferrell, something we kind of discussed a little bit, but something I find the critics might dislike about it, like a deal breaker. Are man children a bad thing?
Wait, what?
When you have the classic man child, which Will Ferrell plays a lot, and in my opinion, he plays well. You have like the man who's really childlike. Are man children bad, or are they good, or are they bad? Like, do we find man children funny, or are they overplayed?
I think in this role, I don't even necessarily think that's. I think it goes deeper than just he's a man child. I think it goes deeper than that. I mean, obviously, it's very much part of the kind of like. Buddy's whole personality is, it's not just so much being a child, it's just kind of having Christmas spirit all the time. But
so you're saying it's well justified in this case?
I'm saying there's definitely a lot of Will Ferrell movies where he's either a man-child or an egomaniac or a little bit of both, and most of them are pretty lousy, but in this, yeah, it's absolutely, story-wise, it's totally justified for me. I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, the only reason why I had a problem with it at the time was just because I kind of felt like Will Ferrell was kind of oversaturated. He was coming out with a lot of crap sports movies at the time. So.
By the way, real quick, I forgot another good element to mention. In terms of the casting, I love Mary. Overall, I always love Mary Steenburgen.
Oh, yeah.
She's great, and I love her performance. Even she had not a lot to do when she's in there. She's so sweet, and she's that level. She's the new Marion Ross of this generation. She's great. How can you It's impossible, and also it's amazing. She does not age. Have you ever noticed this? She looks the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
She practically looks the same she did in Back to the Future. Practically. See, it's amazing. Anyway,
I think she's a little underused because I think they could have maybe explored her more as kind of like an opposite personality to Khan.
Oh, yeah. Again, she's the one who's welcoming. Oh, you have a son. Well,
yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she was there for Michael at the end, pretty much saying, Michael, what's wrong? He said, we gotta sing. Okay. I mean, she was so good. Yeah, she's always good though. Okay, so a few debatably bad things. Okay, so I guess the man-child thing might be a taste issue for some, and I'll agree with you. I'm bringing that up for devil's advocate's sake.
Yeah, sure.
Now here again, we kind of mentioned kind of the forced villain circumstances in our third act of of our park rangers.
Like, I mean, I guess Dinklage kind of counts. I guess.
Well, he's not even a bad guy. It's just he's.
I know he's not. He's not. Yeah, you're right.
He's a bad guy in terms of he physically assaults our main guy, so I guess he's a bad guy. And speaking of that, here, let me get to the main reason, main thing about that scene. The reasons for the fight. You think it's a bit tough to buy? Like, the Buddy comes in there. I think it's just like a little much that Buddy goes in there, instantly insinuates this guy's an elf. And then they think it's just a little stupid on Buddy's part, or what?
Well, I mean, yeah, it is, but...
Just rewatching it, just every time I rewatch it, I'm thinking, come on, Buddy. It's like, ease up a little.
If anything, it's a little insensitive, yeah, but I mean, I guess it's just kind of trying to show, like...
Well, I mean, he's innocent of it. I'm just saying, like, come on, buddy.
Exactly, and that's what I'm kind of saying, is it's kind of just trying to show Buddy's, sort of naivete.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's because of the placement of it is in the movie. Like, this is after the point where he's been in town for a while now.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's why, I don't know. This is like a little much. I guess what really gets me about is that it happens more than once. Like, if it only happened, like, he mentions it once, then he snaps. He mentions it 3 times. That's the thing.
Right. I hear you.
Yeah. Must be a South Pole elf. Okay, so, okay, one other thing. Here's a potential minor plot hole. I'll give it a pass because, everything else is so good. And really, it's a legitimate, debatable point. Buddy comes in and he sings kind of the cringeworthy song of the Christmas Gram. You're my dad, and you didn't know I was existing. I love you. So let me ask you this, Tiki. If you were Walter Hobbs, man comes in, fully grown man. He tells you repetitively, not just in song, that hey, listen, you're my dad. Wouldn't you look into it at all instead of calling just a little? Like he mentioned Susan Wells. I find it a little
peculiar. Yes.
And he mentioned Susan Wells, someone you knew from your past.
That's the thing. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I'm saying, wouldn't you at least not instantly have him hauled out to potentially never see him again? Wouldn't you ask a few questions?
Right.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'll give it a buy. I'll give it a buy because it's New York and maybe just the crazies come pouring in. But even so, like his potential stalker, maybe look into that a little.
Right. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. It's a bit of a plot hole there. Okay. Well, I guess kind of getting to the thing. I'm sure you might want to bring up oversaturation. Should we discuss that a little?
I mean,
Do you think
it's not
oversaturated?
as much of an issue for me as it is with Christmas Story.
Well, let me say this on the oversaturation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only thing that really occurs to me, oversaturation, it's the funny thing that every time this movie appears all year round on demand, or when it usually when you go to your movie channels on demand, like your HBOs, your Showtimes, and whatnot. It's always playing all year round.
I did not know that.
Well, not always. I'm saying it plays it doesn't. It's not just exclusive to the December holidays. It plays regularly, year round. That's all I'm saying. You want to save it for the holidays, but that's the only terms of oversaturation I have. It's a good movie though, so I mean it's very enjoyable. But save it for Christmas.
But to play devil's advocate, I'd say that that might actually be looked at as a plus because Favreau managed to make a Christmas movie that's enjoyable outside of Christmas.
Fair point.
So yeah. No, I mean honestly, I do kind of think it has shades of being this generation's Christmas Story, but I don't think it's anywhere close to being as sellout as Christmas Story has become with all the marketing and everything that movie's attached to. Christmas Story 2. But they do have a shitty spin-off, so do you want to get into that a little bit?
In one second, I'm going to. Just one funny fact. You'll notice at the end of the movie when Buddy is basically reading the kid's book that Walter basically built his new business upon.
Mm-hmm.
You'll notice the kids are holding dolls and like have in front of like cardboard cutouts.
Mm-hmm.
That's the actual Elf merchandise. Not a lot of it. Pretty much, those are the standees for the movie Elf. Yeah, so those are the standees for the movie Elf, and there really wasn't. Those dolls never saw the light of day, so they're only used for that scene.
Oh wow! Oh wow! It's really funny.
Just to show you in comparison to what we're about to get. So, Elf's popular. Elf got a musical, which, okay, it's one thing. Just give something a musical. But
I didn't know had a musical.
Yeah, Elf actually did have a musical. I really thought you didn't have much legs to stand on because you got pretty much the great movie and the music that's used in that movie. That's the only musical I need. But, so they got a musical and they just write it off. I said, okay, it's a musical out. Some people see it, some people don't. Who cares? But then this year, Billy surprised me, like came in the last minute, like literally a week before I found out this was coming, and I was just my mouth was hanging open for a second, much like the Grinch.
Oh yeah.
and I hear that they're adapting the musical in an animated stop motion special.
Oh, it's animated? Huh.
It's animated. And at first I'm thinking, wait.
That's given the animation in the movie.
Yeah. At first I'm seeing it says Elf, based on Elf the musical, and then I see like pretty much the 2D, no, sorry, not 2D, the stop motion animated version of pretty much in the same style. What they're going for is the same style of the North Pole stuff with the well done in the movie, like stop motion characters. By the way, all voiced by Jon Favreau.
Mm-hmm.
Like, thanks, Mr. Narwhal. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Anyways, the point is we get a stop motion TV special based on the musical, and they have a good voice cast.
Do they?
Except for, well, I mean, I like Jim Parsons, but why didn't you get Will Farrell? I mean, Will Farrell does voice work.
It can't be that hard to get him. I know, yeah. But
still, and I'll give him credit. Like, okay, maybe Will Ferrell's busy with something. Jim Parsons is good. Maybe he'll be able to save it. But then
that's Sheldon, right?
Yeah, Sheldon.
I thought so.
And I'll admit he's gonna have a crappy DreamWorks movie coming out, but usually he's good.
What crappy DreamWorks movie?
The next DreamWorks movie is gonna be terrible, and it's called Home.
What is it?
Home. It's about an alien. He plays an annoying alien based on Sheldon, pretty much.
Oh God.
Anyway.
Because geeks are totally another species.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's the point we get a stop motion special that came out. I watched a little bit of it because I couldn't stomach the rest of it. It was so terrible. It had a great.
Bad. How long? Had a great, like a half hour.
Maybe an hour with commercials, but actually I think it just might have been half an hour. It was that bad. No, it was a half an hour. Oh my God!
Okay, so like story shorts, except not excellent.
Yes, it was. Oh my God, this was terrible. I mean, it had really good people doing the voices. Like Mark Hamill played Walter Hobbs.
Oh wow! I don't know. I like that. Like Mark Hamill is definitely a prestigious voice actor. Not my first choice for Walter Hobbs.
I know, but I'll give him a shot because he's Mark Hamill. Yeah. and they also have someone really good to play Emily, the wife.
Yeah.
They got Rachel McFarlane.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, okay, we'll give this a shot. And here's the best part: Ed Asner coming back to be Santa Claus.
Great.
Okay, great voice cast.
Was he at least good? Come on. Oh no.
Well, okay, so I'm watching the special. I watched the first 10 minutes of the special. That's all I can stomach. I don't know where to start with this. The designs are terrible.
Paid talking about this.
The designs are terrible. They make, just to emphasize that he's a human, they make Buddy just taller. They stretch out, like, basically give him a hugely long neck.
Okay.
Just to emphasize that he's taller.
So like Merry and Pippin in the Rankin Bass movies?
It's like that stupid thing that they do. It's like the Aardman version of Batman. That stupid thing they do on Cartoon Network.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Stupid. Anyway, so point is, it's like the designs are terrible. There's The songs, oh my god, the songs. It's like they're. I want to say they're mean. I don't want to say just mean spirited, but it sounds like I don't want to say offensive, but they mention Jewish a lot.
Really? That's really odd considering
I mean,
how pure and good-hearted the first movie was.
I mean, look, to be fair, I mean, they mention the word Jewish, that doesn't make them monsters. I'm just saying that they say Jewish, it kind of gives it like a more of a cynical slant on it, like pretty much saying like, oi, and they're doing that. It's like they're taking the pure like joy and like kind of timeless homage to the classic holiday specials they have, but they're just making it okay. Well, we're just singing a musical, and it's not like a clever. It's not even a clever cynical thing like Family Guy did. No, it's just they're saying I don't really care about this at all. And the biggest issue I can say all the songs that it doesn't feel like Elf. It doesn't feel like the profusely jolly and filled with holiday spirit as Elf was. The movie. It's just every second I was watching this thing, I was thinking they did this much better in the movie. Why am I not watching the movie?
Yeah, of course.
The elf designs are terrible. They look like actual elves, and like they're blue and they're mean looking. I mean, no.
Wait, what? Their skin is blue?
They're made to look like cartoony elves. Like they're blue. There's no pop. Also, there's now to be fair, from what I hear in the musical version of this strip out some movie elements, so some things are missing for a reason.
Okay.
I don't know what, so don't ask me. But I'm just saying things like Papa Elf is gone. No Papa Elf. Big mistake.
Did they explain it?
Nope, no, just no Papa Elf.
No explanation, just gone.
No, but I think Santa just took him in. I think that's it. No Papa Elf. Just here's the worst part. Again, Jim Parsons, he can skew this line at times, but usually they bring him in because he's got good writers on The Big Bang Theory. But he was so annoying. As a buddy, I mean, you want to strangle him. It's like he's so annoying, and here's the worst scene. Here's the worst example. Like Ed Asner's Santa Claus, and he's just the reason Ed Asner. He's always good, but in this Santa Claus though, he doesn't feel like the elf Santa Claus. He's a tired Santa Claus. You can tell Ed Asner just being paid to be there because the way he's just delivering his lines is like, well, I'm not really invested in this. And you can tell even looking on the physical Santa Claus's face, he hates being there. It's so sad.
Right, yeah.
Like this Santa Claus is not jolly in the least.
Oh.
What? And here's the scene. Basically, it's the scene where he tells him that he's human, and he keeps interrupting him. I don't know where to start. He just keeps interrupting him, saying, like when he's about to, oh yeah, I'm sure I am an elf. Oh, you're not an elf. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And then it's the worst case is when he mentions his father. Oh, I'm sure. Literally, what we've been saying this whole time. We've been exaggerating it ourselves. He's like, oh, I'm sure he's the best father ever. It's like 3 minutes go by, almost 3 minutes go by before Santa can get a word in edgewise telling him he's on the naughty list. I'm like, God, son of a.
Wait. Okay, so
It's like Buddy's like an idiot. He's
follows the plot of the movie then.
Yeah, vaguely. It's just stripping a lot of the good. It's basically stripping all the good stuff from the movie out. It's basically let's follow like literally the summation you gave me. You gave us the summation you gave us. That's it. No substance.
Wow. Okay.
Like, none of our fun characters. And again, to be fair, I didn't watch it all the way through because it was that terrible. Just the first 10 minutes. I'm going to try to breeze through this because I could rant all day. I'm just going to try to breeze this real quick. The point is, really annoying Buddy. He's like, he won't let Santa get a word in edgewise to tell him the lines Ed Asner's just paid there to read. And Walter Hobbs, again, Mark Hamill, again, it's like, it's baffling. Like, they have such good talent working on this, yet I feel so bad for Mark Hamill. Because he's just playing him, he's playing Walter Hobbs so dry, and he's such a cartoon of himself, just pretty much. His son and his wife are literally in the taxi cab with him. Or in a taxi cab with him pretty much saying, oh, hey, Dad, are we going to do stuff? No, I'm busy, I have work to do. And he just tosses money at him. Here, you want your Christmas gift early? Literally wants to give him cash. The way they meet Buddy is they literally ram Buddy with the taxi cab, which, And he says, hey, I'm your son. They speed off. It's just Mark Hamill sounds like he does not want to be there. There's no joy in this thing whatsoever, and you want to kill Buddy. that is not
Oh
enough
my,
Christmas
oh
special.
my.
I just wanted Buddy to die when he got hit by that
Oh
cat. Like
man.
it was, and that's just 10 minutes, Tiki. 10 minutes. I couldn't finish the thing. I didn't even get to see Joe because I was afraid how they're going to butcher her.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The point is, I implore all of you, avoid the special. I was like, I had Buddy's reaction to the naughty was, no! Okay, let's say how the actual good movie stacks up.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's not much to say. We put it in the classic category for a reason.
It's a sweet film. It's a real father-son story, really endearing. It's again, I mentioned, it's a bit of a Bishop's Wife meets It's a Wonderful Life. In terms of Wonderful Life, just one man makes a difference in all their lives and doesn't change himself.
Mm-hmm. Sure,
you know?
sure.
It's fun, it's silly, and it puts you in the holiday spirit. It's again homage to the classic holiday specials. I love the romantic elements with him and Jovi. Really sweet, really touching. Favreau knows how to make a movie about human people. And also, you did notice Favreau's in the movie, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Pretty standard for him.
So I'd say definitely this is a holiday classic. You gotta watch this when it comes around. In my opinion, it's a really fun movie. It has the effect of putting in the holiday spirit to a T.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of refreshing that this movie's not been merchandised the hell out of like Christmas Story has, because it's certainly up there in terms of popularity and in terms of how many times it gets broadcast every year. But yeah, it's like I said, I was just kind of on the fence about this movie because of just the oversaturation of Will Farrell. But I don't know, maybe this is just like a really pretentious film snobby thing of me to say, but me finding out that Jon Favreau directed this made me like it a lot more, because I was able to kind of like pick out a lot of his personal touches in it, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, like, as a film fan, like, as kind of like a cinema aficionado, that's kind of like how I work, is I kind of like, I really like to, I'm not sure if you share this on the same level as me, but like in terms of appreciating film, director is definitely very important, and seeing their personal style on screen and everything. Very important to the film appreciation in my life. But yeah, definitely, definitely one of, if not the most classic of the holiday movies that have come around in the last 10 years or so, wouldn't you say? I mean, what else? Yeah. Besides this is more iconic in the last 10 years.
Yeah, and just to make the point clear that this thing wasn't hasn't been around forever, but it feels so much like a classic because it was that good.
Yeah, right, for sure. Yeah, I mean,
Favreau achieved his mission statement. Favreau achieved.
A really talented director, and I can't wait to see what the director's got up his sleeve next.
Yeah, Favreau achieved his mission statement here. He made a classic, and it's a really darn good one.
But just really quick, what do you think of my idea of a sequel set completely at the North Pole?
I wouldn't tamper with it.
You wouldn't tamper with it? I understand. I after.
I just love the ending. Just the ending of the movie was so good. Of just they.
Yeah. Of course, I would not have anyone back except the original cast and Favreau directing, of course.
Yeah, by the way, just a little thing I loved is just so simple that Buddy got to spend Christmas with his family in the end, and then the North Pole. But he did get one last look in the North Pole of Jovi. By the way, Zooey Deschanel, again, she's a singer in real life, or at least I don't know if she still does it.
No, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah.
She actually sang with Leon the Snowman the song that really bonded her and Buddy together, "Baby It's Cold Outside," in the credits. So.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, so I just love the bit where we see her decked out in the elf gear, and she's wearing the tights and the red, and and they had a baby together. That's sweet. And it's the ending visual of she's warmed up to Papa. We haven't seen this, but she instantly sells me along with Bob Newhart, and just wants to hold the baby, and he's holding both babies. It's Buddy and the baby with Jovi in the background. It's just a sweet thing to go out on. I wouldn't revisit just to kind of keep the gem. We've seen how bad sequels can get with Christmas Story too, so I'd be wary of it.
Fair point. Fair point.
All right, so I guess that's it for this then.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess what we're unwrapping next time, we'll peek at the Christmas presents. Christmas with the Cranks.
Oh yes.
All right.
It's the one movie on our list that is intentionally bad.
Yeah. Okay, so
gotta have one stinker in there.
Yeah, one lump of coal. Okay, well, kids, time to dash away all. But as we wave goodbye, don't you cry. We'll be back again next time.
With even more seasonal shenanigans.
Fa la 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 la.
Santa!